It's like to be married. She's not going to let me go to the club on Friday night.
What makes you do that? What do you want to do?
Well... Oh, come on, you know me better than that.
So what am I supposed to do while you're there with all your mates? Just sit here and twiddle my thumbs?
You could go out.
Who with?
This one's quick enough to push it.
Rabble. So that's the way you greet your new lord and master, is it? Just for that, I've a good mind not to tell you the good news.
Good news?
Yes, as from today, I'm putting your rent up by £1 a week. Oh, it's jolly good news to me. That will teach you to respect your betters. Now clear off the lot of you before I really lose my temper. And now to do something really nasty. According to the record book, that feeble-minded old faggot Mother Goose owes more rent money than the rest of the villagers put together. If it hadn't been for that pretty little daughter of hers, she would have been tossed into the streets years ago, but me, I'm not so soft-hearted as my late brother. Dear me, no. Unless I get the money today, out she goes, lock, stock, and barrel. Come on out, you pugnacious pea-brained parochial parasite!
Good morning.
Oh, Mistress Joe, I'm delighted to see you.
If you're looking for Mother, Squire Creed, I'm afraid you're out of luck. My brother Billy has been taking her down to the church jumble sale.
And the best place for the old crackpot. Your mother, my dear, me? Why on earth should I be looking for her? No, as a matter of fact, you are the reason for my surprise, is it?
Me?
Yes, this very evening in my stately home, Cheetham Hall, I'm holding a little soiree. That's French for party, in case you didn't know. And I wondered if you'd care to attend. Oh, yes, all the best people will be there. There's the Duke and his Duchess, the Baron and his Baroness, the Vicar and his, Vixen. Really posh, too, I can assure you.
Why aren't you? I'm only a poor village girl.
That's true. And of course, you haven't got a scrap of breeding in you. But when it comes to beauty, why, there's no girl in the county to equal you. Oh, curly lots, wilt thou be mine? Thou shalt not be delicious, nor yet be the swine, but sit on a cushion and sew a fine seam, and feed upon strawberries, sugar, and cream.
Aren't you forgetting something, Squire Creed? I'm already engaged to your nephew Jack, and as soon as he returns home from London, we're going to name the day.
Oh, so you spurn my advances, do you? Very well then, as soon as I summon my bailiffs into the streets with you, we'll see how long it takes for you to come to your senses. Bailiffs! Bailiffs! Never there when I need them. Bailiffs!
Oh dear, I'd better find Mother and warn her quickly. Jack!
Time to take back to existence last few weeks. Oh no, what's he been up to this time? He's been nothing but trouble ever since he arrived in the village.
He was around here only a few minutes ago, and he asked me to marry him. Well, then when I refused, he threatened to have us thrown out of our cottage. Oh, Jack, what are we going to do?
Don't worry, Jill. As long as you keep paying the rent, he can't do a thing.
But that's just the trouble. We haven't been paying it. What little money we do have is spent on food, and there's hardly enough of that for us to live on.
Cheer up, Jill. I'm sure everything's going to be all right. You won't be thrown out of your cottage, I promise.
But how can you say that? We're all penniless.
Not anymore. During my stay in London, I got a job in Fitzwarren's store, minding the place whilst the alderman and his daughter were abroad. When they came back, they paid me £100. Paying all the rent your mother owes, and there's still be enough left for us to get married with.
Oh, Jack, that's the best news I've had in my entire life. I can't wait to tell Mother. She'll be so relieved.
I don't imagine Uncle Clarence will be very pleased with that, though. He'll be furious.
What a pity he's the Squire of Merrily. I don't understand why your father didn't make a will, leaving everything to you.
No more do I, but Uncle Clarence turned up and claimed everything was his. I'm still underage. Still, I may not have wealth and rank, but I do have you. And that's enough to make that's enough to make me happy for the rest of my life. I want to be happy, and I want to be happy, and I make you happy too. I swear
better than that. Have you got sore throat? Say you have, you get something. Everybody's got a sore throat. You got sore throats over there? Sounds like all those are kind of sweet. Or you've never got a sweet, you have one suck, you pass it to the person next to you. And then any left over, hand them to the lady who's doing the coffee during the interval, and we'll use them next year. Right, all together then. Hello, boys and girls. Good. Right, my name's Billy, and this is my teddy bear, Norman. And Norman is very precious to me, and I've tried to put him down anywhere in case somebody tries to steal him from me. But seeing you're here, would you look after him for me? But if I put Norman over here, if anybody goes near him, or I could just say, Billy, it's the top of your voices, will you do that? And I'll try to stop them. But I think we better have a little practice. I'll pretend I'm going to pinch Teddy, you're going to stop me, right? That is absolutely hopeless. I don't want that for a drink, because you never hear that. I think we'll have to try again. Well, right, now I know what Teddy's saying. Now we can get on with the story. Right, now, my name's Billy Goose, and I live in that little cottage there with my mum and my little sister Jill. Oh, we're so poor. In fact, we've got no money at all. When me and Jill was babies, Mum couldn't even afford talcum powder. We just had to rough it. And none of us have got jobs. Well, I had a job once, but I had to leave due to illness. The boss got sick of me. I was so upset, I jumped onto my skateboard, and I went down the road at 70 miles an hour. And this policeman stopped me and said, "Oi, did you know this is a one-way street?" And I said, "Well, I'm only going one way." And he said, "Yes, and it's the wrong way. Didn't you see the arrows?" I said, "Well, I never even saw the Indian." And then he said to me, "Come over here. I want you to blow this little bag." And I said, "Why?" And he said, "Because my chips are hot." I didn't understand it either. Anyway, I'm going to get some sleep now because I didn't get much sleep last night. I plugged my electric blanket into my toaster and I kept popping it at bed. I'm not good looking. I'm not too smart. I'm many people face, but I've got the heart. I love the flowers and I love the sun. But when I try to love the girls, they laugh at me and run. Don't laugh at me, 'cause I'm a fool. Yes, I know it's true. Yes, I'm a fool. No one seems to care. I give the world to share my life with someone who really loves me. I see them all falling in love, but my special star shines up above. Someday maybe my star will shine on me. Don't laugh at me, 'cause I'm a fool. I'll see you later, kids.
That was a narrow escape, onions. I thought Squire Creek had spotted us for the minute.
Yeah, me too. I wish we'd never agreed to be his bailiffs. All we seem to do is toss people out of their houses. Oh, he's a real nasty piece of work, he is, isn't he?
Yes, he is. And I should have remembered what an old skinflint he was before I took this job. Do you know what? Last Christmas I went round to his house and told him I was collecting for the old people's home. Guess what he gave me?
What?
His grandma and granddad.
Oh, dear. I wish I could go back to my old job. I used to be a chef in one of those motorway cafes, you know. You get a stale donut and a slice of coffee for only £5. But I had to leave when the gas cooker went out.
Oh, no,
I had my pocket picked once by a man with only one finger.
Oh, what did he get?
A polo mitt.
Anyway, you can't stand around here all morning talking because Windy Clarence might spot us. I know. Let's go down to the Fox and Goose and play cards with the landlord.
Oh, no, not me. Oh, no. I don't play cards with him anymore. No.
Why ever not?
Well, would you play cards with a man who cheats? Keeps all the aces up his sleeve?
I certainly would not.
No, and neither will he.
Earth at last. How long I've dreamed of this moment. To be away from those prying eyes and tackling tongues of those self-satisfied minions of that early queen. I'll show her that discourse powers are not to be sneered at. Not only will I bring Mother Goose to her knees, but I'll bring misery and pain to anyone who crosses my path. But now I'll away, new plans to define, and soon Fairy Queen's crown.
Goose is the name. Mother Goose. Well, what a lovely looking lot. Turn on the light, dear, so that I can get the best look at them. Thank you. Oh! Turn them out again. Oh, don't go giving me shocks like that. It's enough to give me constipation. All those eyes. Oh, it's like looking at a fishmonger's slab. Not that I've got anything against fish, mind you. I've got one myself. I have. And very talented it is as well. Every night, after supper, it jumps out of its dish and plays the piano. What are you chuckling at? You've heard of a piano tuner, haven't you? And they get worse, they No, I must tell you, I'm so excited. I've just been to a jungle sale. Look what I bought. I bought this lovely dress, you see. It's got a sort of a lintel around the bottom, but not much material on the top. I think it's white, it's a golden dress. But I'm scared in case I bend over that the midlets will fall out. Oh, it's surprising what you can find at a jungle sale, though, isn't it? I met my dear late husband at a jungle sale. There I was, minding my own business, when suddenly I caught his eye. It'd fallen out and suddenly... Oh, it was a case of love at first sight. He rushed across the room and kissed me on both cheeks. The trouble was I was picking up a shopping bag. And 6 weeks later, when he come out of the asylum, we were married. Oh, and I'll never forget my wedding day, girls. I've tried, but I can't. And I wanted to look really at my best on our wedding day. I wanted to be lithe and elastic. So I decided to have a Turkish bath. I did, and I found this marvelous place that had white tiles all over the wall, and it was covered in steam. So when I went, I took off all my clothes and lay down on the slab. And when the steam cleared, I found I was in a fish and chip shop. I was out the door and ran down the street like a shot, and I went past these two old men, and one said to the other, "Did you see what she was wearing?" And the other one said, "No, but whatever That word old, don't you? Hand it over now, or you're in for a very nasty surprise. Why, how much do I owe you? £50. 50 times for a tumble-down old cottage like that? The kitchen is so small I have to use condensed milk. Oh, dear. Very well, then, just to prove I'm not as bad as everybody thinks I am, I'll forget about half of it. Oh, how kind! And just to prove how grateful I am, I'll forget the other half. You, madam, are next to an idiot. Oh, I say, would you like me to move? Yes, into the street. Bailey! Bailey! Toss this old faggot into the street and why? Boy, you can't do that! They're trying to turn us out of our little cottage! Quiet! You rebellious rabble! This ugly old harrier owes me £50, and as she can't pay it, out she goes. £50? That includes the rates, of course.
But we haven't got rates, only a few little maids.
Please, Squire, couldn't you give us time to pay?
How much time? Like 10 years I haven't got 50 pence, let alone £50. This fat man.
Don't worry, Mother Goose. I'll pay the rent for you. Then he can't throw you out.
Ooh, Curtis, what are you doing back here? I thought you'd gone to London to seek your fortune.
So I had, but as you can see, I'm back in Mary Lee, and just in time to stop your little game. Now take your pet monkeys and clear off.
I remember this. Nobody but nobody gets the better of Clarence Creek. Oi! Don't go without your money, and I'm going to pay you in front of all these people so that you can't say I haven't done it. Hold your measly mucky maw back. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many weeks rent did you say I owed you? 10. 10? 11, 12, 14. I suppose you owe quite a lot then, are you? I certainly am. £36. 36 pounds? 37, 39, 40. And now how many other people in the village owe you money? Even after you paid me, I'm still owed money by another 68 people. 68? 68 here! You said I only owed you 50. I paid you £18 too much. Hey, there's only 13 here. You owe me another fiver. Hand it over. Oh, yes, I do. I do apologise.
All you've got to watch is so haven't you, boys and girls?
Well, here's £5 going by everybody in the village and I speak. And we'll all go inside and have a nice cup of tea. Fivey. Wait a minute. I don't understand. Hey, I've been diddled. Come back here, you old twister. Right, that's it. The next time I see her, she's out on her ear. It's all your fault, you bone-headed bird brains. I'm deducting that fiver from your wages. Come on.
On Henry's wings, fairy portal, comes this magic gift and water, and by virtue of her power, Mother Goose's darkest hour shall be light. This I vow. So come, Priscilla, take your vow. Your task begins. Delay no more, but knock on yonder cottage door, and never fear, I'll stay close to our tree and ever watch you out.
Funny, I could have sworn I heard somebody knocking. I was just having a sit down. Well, I'll go back inside. Oh, I say it's all Bill. No, it's not. It's a goose. A great, big, wonderful goose. Well, I wonder who you belong to. You don't belong to anybody. Oh dear, you're wandering about here all on your own. Who was that you knocking at my door? There, and I thought it was opportunity.
and we haven't got any money, but at least we've got a roof over our heads. How would you like to come and live with Jack, Billy, and me? You would? Oh, good. Well, off you go then and find yourself a nice little warm spot to sleep in. Oh, isn't she beautiful? I bet Vernon Matthews wishes he had turkeys like that, don't you? Oh, come on, I can't wait to tell you. I've just met the most wonderful goose that ever lived, and she's got big white fluffy feathers and a yellow beak, and she's really beautiful.
Aha!
The river's back.
River?
Yes, the biggest part of you is your mouth.
Throw her out. Now.
Oh, no.
I'm going to throw it in the bin.
Hey, what's going on, Mum?
You're trying to throw us out of our little cottage again.
I'm afraid you're out of luck, Uncle Clarence. This time there'll be no more practical joking. I'll pay you the rent money myself.
Too late, you interfering popinjay. Out they go whether you like it or not. First thing in the morning, I'm having the whole place demolished and the site turned into a car park.
Oh, don't be silly, cause I've been offended in Merrily yet.
They would have been by the time the job's finished. The council's doing it.
Oh, quick, you tiny new lodger. Go and see what's the matter with him, will you?
Wow, man! It's a
anything you want.
Yes, you have your tumble down cottage. From now on, the Goose family will have money to burn, and all thanks to our darling little sister, now bless her little heart. And I'm ever so sorry, little cottage, but you've been very kind to us. But from now on, the Goose family is going up in the world.
Yes,
Here's your 200 quid.
And there's your fish.
Ooh. Past my lips and past my gums. Look out, stomach, here it comes.
Well, do you notice any difference yet?
No. Bet £200 was a bit expensive for a tiny bit of fish like that, wasn't it?
You see, you're developing brains already.
I wouldn't say that, Jill. Your mother's finding plenty of ways to get rid of it. She's buying presents for everyone in the village, giving thousands of pounds to the village hall roof fund. She's arranging for the biggest party this country's ever seen. She's the best loved person in England.
Well, at least it's tomorrow morning anyway.
How do you mean?
She's bought the old village schoolhouse. First thing in the morning, she's opening it up again, with herself as head mistress.
But it hasn't been open for years. We couldn't afford it to be shut.
That's why she's doing it. She wants everyone to have the chance to learn how to read, write, and do arithmetic.
Well, it's a marvellous idea. But I wonder how the children are going to like it.
I think I hear them coming. Let's ask.
Oh, I don't think so. Just look at their faces. Hello, children.
Hello, Jack. Hello, Jill.
I take it you've heard the news then. Cheer up. It's not the end of the world. You might even find you like it.
Well, I've never been to school before. No, we don't want to go either.
But it's very important to go to school. It's the best way of learning lots of wonderful things. And meeting new friends.
Did you have to go to school, Jill?
Of course I did. And so did Jack. And they were the happiest days of our lives.
They certainly were.
Oh, all right then, we'll give it a try.
Madam Goose. They haven't about numbers, so I can do some basic, don't you? Now, can anybody tell me how many fingers and thumbs I have on both hands?
10 minutes.
And what would happen if I chopped 3 of them off?
No more piano lessons.
Please! Come here, Billy. Bend over. Not like that. Okay, smart. You like this?
You want me to stick my bottom out like
Yes,
that?
I do.
What are you going to do with this?
I'm going to smack you with it.
What, like this?
Bend over. Now, listen, pay attention. What would happen if I tore a piece of paper into 4?
Quarters.
And into 8?
8.
And into 16?
60.
And into thousands of little pieces. What are you doing down here? Come out here. Oh, come out here.
I didn't say it. I haven't done nothing. No, I haven't done nothing. I'm going to care tomorrow.
I don't know. I don't know what doctor is more like. Hasn't anybody here?
Please, teacher, out.
Brains idiots. Oh, I don't have enough. I think we'll do some geography. Now, can anybody tell me where the Andes are?
On the end of the wrist.
Now then, what is the meaning of all this levity?
Oh, they saw your face at the door. What are you doing here? This is nothing to do with you. This is my school. Mind your own business.
Ha but it is my business. As far as the village, I'm the official inspector of all schools, and unless I am satisfied with the standard of your teaching, I could close the whole place down, understand?
Ooh,
Now then, is there anything remarkable about any of these pupils?
well,
You boys.
Two of them have got very good manners.
You boy, where are the kings and queens of England normally crowned?
On the head.
You boy, what is that comet?
A small star with a tail on it.
Boy, now then, assuming I accept that a comet is a small star with a tail on it, give me the name of one.
Lassie.
What name? This outer part of a tree. Bark, you fools, bark. Horrible. It is perfectly obvious to me that you, madam, are the most incompetent teacher I've ever had the misfortune to come across. These students of yours know nothing. It therefore gives me great pleasure to close this school down.
Oh, no, not my little school.
Oh, he's a nasty, horrible old skinflint who's jealous of my mum, isn't he, boys and girls?
Oh, no, I'm not. Oh, no, I'm not. My decision is based entirely upon my vast knowledge of things, and just to prove it, if anyone can ask me a question I can't answer, I might change my mind and allow the place to stay open.
Here, now's your chance. We can ask him how much we're going to get paid when we get our wages.
How?
Listen to this. Please, Squire.
Yes.
If 2 men work for 12 months and get paid £2 an hour, how much do they get when they finally get their wages?
Simple, they won't get anything.
How do you work that out?
Easy. Right, there are 365 days in a year, correct?
Except in leap year when there's 360.
Oh, very well, 366. Now, let's say they work 8 hours a day and there are 24 hours in any one day, which means that they only work a third of a day, correct? And 3 into 366 goes 122, doesn't it? 122. Now, let's see, they don't work either Saturdays or Sundays, do they? And there are 52 Saturdays and 52 Sundays in any one year, which means that there are 104 days they don't work anyway, and 104 from 122 leaves 18, doesn't it? Now, we mustn't forget their 2 weeks holiday, must we? And 14 days from 18 days means that there are only 4 days remaining.
4 days?
Pay? Not at all. There are also the 4 public bank holidays. And 4 and 4 equals nothing.
So, some.
We don't get a penny.
No, but I do. As this isn't a leap year, you better mean 8 hours work. And 8 hours work at £2 per hour means that you owe me £16. So you both owe me £16 each. Class dismissed.
Poor Mother Goose. Once more it seems her plans have gone awry. But never fear, her star grows bright to dominate the sky. The ace of gold and her kind heart have comfort for to many. Her wealth is shared by everyone.
Beneath that simpering, wrinkled face, those treasures of cloth and gold, her mind is dark and blue, and her heart is hard and cold. Just you mark my word, within the week you'll see her colours through. And then, my friend, the game is mine, and fairyland's run.
I somehow like that statement, for there's something you forget. The magic goose Priscilla can outwit you even yet. As long as she is close at hand, your powers have no strength. So plot and plan, dear little. We'll meet again at length.
Just for once, that meddlesome creature is quite right. I have to get rid of that magic goose before she ruins my plan. Think I have it. Ah, yes. It's all falling into place. Just as I wanted
We've delivered invitations to all an activity. What's miles away?
And if everyone turns up, it'll be the biggest party of all time. I can't believe how much it's costing.
Thanks to darling Priscilla, we don't have to worry about that anymore. Every morning for the past 2 weeks, she's laid another golden egg. Oh, Jack, you must be the luckiest people in the land.
And the richest, I shouldn't wonder. Uncle Clarence is green with envy. He's desperately trying to think of some way to get his hands on part of the money at least.
I know. He even offered Mother £50 to try and buy Priscilla.
I can't wait to see his face when he sees your new home. It's the grandest place in the whole country.
It'll be even grander by tomorrow. Mother's having the place redecorated for the party. By the time it's finished, it'll look like a palace.
So it should. Where else would a princess like you live?
Me? I'm not a princess.
You are to me.
Then I'm a very poor sort of princess. I don't even know how to dance.
You don't? But Jill, everybody can dance.
Not me. Tomorrow night I'll just have to sit there and watch all the others.
Not if I have anything to do with it. Jill, you're about to have your first dancing lesson. And by tomorrow night, you'll be the belle of the ball. Shall we dance?
In a shade of puce magenta with delirium trimmings and fake souls. But when I tried them on, you know what it's like, girl, don't you? They were so tight.
lovely perfume you're wearing? Pink gardenia at £5,000 a gram?
No pink paraffin at 90p a litre.
Oh, Benzodrine! Clementine! Oh, Clementine, brought me the favourite one little kiss and those ruby red lips of yours.
No, I don't think so. I have got scruples, you know.
It's all right, I have been vaccinated. No, I'm in love, such is your fascination that I can hardly restrain myself from smothering you with kisses.
Oh, and just think a fortnight ago he'd have been doing it with a cushion.
Marry me!
Oh, Mary, you don't.
I do!
Do you?
There's no less I wouldn't think to for money.
No, I couldn't. No, I couldn't possibly marry you. I mean, we hardly know each other, do we? I tell you what, we're having a party at Goose Range tomorrow night, and I've invited all of the best people. And I'm sure nobody would mind if you came along as well.
Oh, Clementine. Clementine.
Well, just push the doorbell with your nose, and somebody will let you.
With my nose?
Why, will be coming empty-handed, will you? Oh, there's going to be lots and lots of food, and bottles of champagne, and barrels of rabbit beer.
Rabbit beer? What's that?
Oh, it's the same as ordinary beer, except that it's got more hops in it.
Oh, and I expect there'll be lots of music.
Oh, yes, I've really hired a wonderful new band. The dance, yes. You can't dance, can you?
Madam, I used to be a professional tap dancer. I had to give it up though I kept falling into the skink. Oh, Madam Brownie, to escort you home.
Oh, certainly. You can say what you like, girls. Oh, this is a man who knows what to give a girl that's got everything. Encouragement.
Mother Goose is the wealthiest woman in the land, and the food in the banqueting hall is incredible.
That's just the trouble. They're so jealous of their newfound riches. They've decided to ignore her. I'm sure of it. That dreadful uncle is the only one who pays, which is why I had to hurry round to invite all the villagers along. I don't know what we're going to do. She's so looking forward to it.
Cheer up. Don't worry about a thing. Besides, I can't bear to see you looking so sad. Now, come on, give me a smile, please. That's better. Now, come on, let's go and see if any of the nobility are arriving.
In vain, you little fool. For with the aid of my magic powers, I have made quite sure that tonight's celebration will be entirely for my benefit only. Poor Mother Goose, in
Mate, you've got no one to talk to. No, I'm a bit like that. Except for Jack and Jill and Mum. Nobody speaks to me, Mum. I suppose it's because I'm daft, isn't it?
Yes.
Just like an idiot.
Yes.
I'll tell you what. We'll have a pie shop our own sandwich. I'll go get some drinks and what sandwiches would you like? Pate? Oh, no, sorry. I'll tell you what, we'll forget about the sandwiches and the drinks. And we'll stay here and have a little chat. So I'd rather be with you than anybody else in the whole wide world. Getting to know you, getting to know all about you, getting to like you, getting to hope you like me, getting to know you, putting it right way but nicely. You are precisely my cup of tea. Getting to know you, getting to feel free and easy. When I'm with you, getting to know what to say. Haven't you noticed? Suddenly I'm bright and breezy because of all the wonderful and new things I'm learning about you day by day.
Good night, girls. It's the new religious dress. Lo and behold. Oh, greeting, Garbo.
Oh no, E.T. Hey, did you know E.T. never got home?
No, I didn't. What happened?
He was attacked by a seducing washing machine.
Oh, here. What's Priscilla doing here?
She's come to the party.
No, she should be locked up in a little room. Look, she's spreading straw all over the carpet. And we don't want anybody to run off with her, do we? Take her on and lock her up into a little four-poster.
No.
Don't argue, girl.
Now, my dear Vaseline.
How nice of you to come. What do you think of the old place?
Oh, I suppose it's quite attractive if you like this sort of thing, but why don't you have a large chandelier?
Well, I did think of getting one, but nobody in the family can play one. Excuse me, there's somebody else. Hello, how nice of you to come to my little soiree. Hey, what's Jack doing here? I didn't invite him.
No, but I did.
Yes, I know, but he's poor, and I've only invited rich people. I'm sorry, Jack. You'll have to go. You can stand in the garden and watch all the guests arrive, if you like.
I'm sorry too, Mother Goose, but there won't be any rich people coming. They've all returned their invitations. We're the only ones here.
Oh dear, you mean just us and these village people? Oh, and I thought it was going to be such a wonderful party.
But it will be, Mum. We've got the booze here, the food, we've got the disco, we've got all these wonderful people here. It's going to be the party of a lifetime.
Oh, Billy, you're right. Of course you are. The money must have gone to her head for a minute. So if everybody's here that's coming, take your partners to the Giddy Goose. Hold on! suppose that's put an end to the party. Oh, I do feel tired, though. I could sleep for 100 years. Perhaps a fairy will come along and wake me up. But if he's a fairy, I don't suppose there'll be much doing.
In slumber we shall gently rest, and then we'll see who comes off there. With something gold can never buy a temptone for I'll try. I'll make her sorry for her loss, and crave for what she hasn't. Forsaking both her friends and duties, she'll crave for wealth.
Oh, I must have dropped off. Oh, who are you?
Oh, friend, come to prove that though you may be blessed with gold, your wealth is subject.
That's just how fancy I've got everything that a woman could wish for.
Indeed. Then in this frame now cast and high, your future in its depths may lie.
Oh, the supporting pieces don't look very well, do they? Oh, I say, what an ugly looking mess. I suppose that's what you call modern art, is it?
No, it's what I call a mirror.
And you mean that ugly old harridan in there at me? Oh dear, take it away, take it away, take it away.
No, wait. But first, now take another look and you will see yourself as you may wish to be.
Oh, 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 I'm beautiful, really beautiful.
Oh no, not yet. You haven't paid the price.
Oh,
You have your wealth left out.
oh, I'll pay anything if you let me be as beautiful as the girl is in the mirror, please, please.
Oh, no need, she said. Will you give up the golden egg?
Oh, when?
Renounce your friends and family,
Oh,
and forever be a slave to me.
oh, anything, anything.
And if I should bid you to strangle that cursed goose,
Oh, no, no, not Priscilla. Oh, I wouldn't harm Priscilla. Oh, no, never. Go away, go away, go away. I never want to see you again.
she runs in vain, but the seed is
couldn't get under it. So I got out my hammer and chisel and started chipping away at the brickwork. All of a sudden, up came this big daft policeman and asked me what I was doing. So I told him.
What did he say?
He told me I was daft. He said I should have dug up part of the dirt track, not damaged the bridge. But of course it was him that was daft. It was the donkey's ears that were too long, not his legs.
I suppose you know an awful lot about animals, don't you?
Oh, yes.
Perhaps you could help me then. I've lost my little dog and I can't find him anywhere. What do you think I should do about it?
Have you tried putting an advert in the paper?
How will that help? He can't read.
What's his name?
Carpenter.
Carpenter? That's a funny name for a dog.
Oh, it is. He does little jobs around the house.
I've got a job for you.
Sorry, Squire. We don't work for you anymore, remember?
Not even if I increase the wages you're getting from Mother Goose.
Don't be daft. We get a golden egg each week.
And if I were to give you 2 golden eggs each week?
Oh, what do we have to do?
That's better. Draw closer and I'll explain. As Squire of Merry Lee, the magic goose should belong to me. After all, it was found on my property, and that being the case, it was stolen from me by Mother Goose, and I intend to get it back. I'll keep her occupied while you two snatch it to the stables, take it to Tita Paul, and lock it in the cellar and await for my return. And remember, let no one near her until I arrive. Understand?
Roger and out.
Right, off you go then. I shall see the decrepit old Harrison heading this way.
Oh, who let that scarecrow in my garden?
Ah, Mother Goose, tangerine.
Clementine, how dare you? My private undergrowth. Kindly leave the vicinity at once.
But I've come to beg your forgiveness, my angel.
Oh, no, you don't. You're not going to pull the wool over my pie.
Oh, which one? My behaviour last week was inexcusable. How can I make amends?
Well, I may forgive you if you help me out with a little social etiquette.
Your wish is my command. Let us sit upon this bench and you can tell me your promise.
Well, now that I'm rich and famous, I thought it might be nice to meet other rich and famous ladies like I am.
Oh, like Jean Hodgkinson or Tommy Thomas.
Oh, quite so, yes.
Or the Duchess, for instance. You do know what the Duchess is, don't you?
Of course I do, if the famous English head. Now, I thought it might be nice to form a club for ladies like me. And I want to know is, do you think there ought to be a club for ladies like me?
Oh, yes. Great big heavy one.
Oh, good, I knew I could rely on you. But there's one thing that I want to get sorted out, though. I've been hearing rumours that you've been spreading gossip in the village shop that I'm a cross-eyed, knock-kneed, mink.
I certainly have not. I didn't even know you were knock-kneed.
Oh, well, that's all right then. Now, perhaps we can get down to discussing our wedding plans. Well, you did say last week that you wanted me to be your awful wedded wife.
I did?
Oh, what a surprise you're going to get when you see me in my wedding dress, all pink and dimpled.
She means all drink and dimples. I'm terribly sorry, Tangerine.
Clementine.
Marriage between us is totally out of the question. I feel you're far too ugly to marry a member of the upper classes. After all, my ancestors sprang from a long line of peers.
Oh, yes, and picked up, jumped up of the docks. Now listen here, you stuck-up stick of salami sausage.
Stuck up? Me?
Yes, you. Your nose is so high up in the air. Every time you sneeze, you blow your hat off. If you refuse to marry me, I shall sue you.
Yes, on what grounds, may I ask?
On the recreation grounds.
Au revoir. That's French for goodbye.
Oh, and cyanide to you, mate. Let you buy in any language. Oh, dear. I've been jealous. asking too much, is it? All I want is a man like my dear late husband. One who wouldn't argue with me.
Didn't you ever argue with Father?
Well, sometimes we had a few words in bed, but nothing else. I better go and see
Poor Mother. I didn't realise she was so unhappy.
She hasn't been the same person since the night of the ball.
If only there was something we could do to cheer her up.
Well, the garden's a bit overgrown. Perhaps she might feel better if we tighten things up a bit.
Yes. Maybe we could do something with her.
Her face is a bit off-putting.
I'm afraid so. She's not very attractive at all.
I think she needs some sort of restoration work done on her. Perhaps a condescending to me.
Maybe if her nose was shortened and straightened too. All the same, I'm sure when the work is finished, everything will be perfect. Aren't you?
It's all perfect now, at least for me. You're beside me. Our wedding date is fixed for next month, and from now on, we're going to live happily ever after. I took one look at you, that's all I meant to do, but then my heart stood still. My feet could step and walk, my lips could move and talk, and yet my heart stood still. So not a single word was spoken, I could tell you that I felt lost away, only so well you knew. I never lived at all until the thrill of that moment when my heart stood
I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't heard it with my own lips. My own daughter pouring nasturtiums on me. Oh, thank goodness I've still got my little bit. He'll never turn against me.
Hiya, Mum.
Oh, Billy, come here, poor old Mum, Billy. Oh, you poor unwanted old Mum.
What's wrong?
Oh, I'll tell you what's wrong. It's that Jill and her Jack. Every bloody time they've been... I nearly said something.
Definitely going to care tomorrow.
It's that Jack and Jill. Every bloody time they've been patting me on the back, they've been looking for a place to stick the knife in.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, but I'm going to tell you this. When I get ready to make my will out, I'm going to leave every penny to you. That'll teach you a lesson.
Oh, well, in that case, send me a pound so I can get some sweets in a comic.
Lend you a pound now? Certainly not, Billy Goose. My mother never lent me pounds for sweets and comics.
You must have had a rotten mother then.
Oh, I had a better mother than you had. Oh!
Come on, let me some money.
No, you're not getting a penny out of me, Billy Goose. From now on, nobody's getting anything from me, so there!
Oh, you bad-tempered old woman.
Oh, the face.
You didn't, I did I?
Did I heard the audience say you did? Well, I'll tell you something, Billy Goose. It's neither funny nor clever to pull ugly faces. And I can pull an uglier face than you can any day.
Right, you're ugly already.
Oh, Billy, don't down! Go, go, go,
I'll be sober in the morning.
really good care of her. Frog, you can have her.
One moment. Lend an ear to reason. Discord leads you into treason.
I don't know what this has got to do with you, young lady. Whatever I do with my own goose is entirely my own affair. You lead on, take me to your beauty parlor.
You're almost lost. Resist her spells. Ignore the tempting tale she tells. Don't search for beauty. Be content, I beg of you, or you'll repent.
Oh, I know what your trouble is, young woman. Ha ha, you think that I'm going to be made more beautiful than you, don't you? Ha ha ha! Why, you're right. I am going to be made more beautiful. I'm going to be the most beautiful woman in the whole wide world. Oh, there. Which way do I go?
Her discontent is openly confessed. She rushes to destruction, like all the rest.
As good as Mother Goose at first, Priscilla now and we return to fairyland, where we in sorrow greet Queen Discord on the morrow.
You mate. You don't think anyone saw us, do you?
No, of course it didn't. Now, all we got to do is get her into the squire's cellar and Bob's your uncle. Come
Here.
on, Goosey.
I don't think she wants to come.
Of course she does, don't you? Yes, you do.
No, she doesn't.
Oh, yes, she does. Oh, yes, she does. Well, she's going to, whether she likes it or not. Get behind the sage and we'll push her into the...
Oh. She suddenly sat-sitted. Now what are we going to do?
Don't panic, I'll think of something. I'm not the son of a famous inventor for nothing, you know.
You're the son of a famous inventor. Who's that?
My dad, of course. The most famous inventor ever to set foot out of Ireland.
I've never heard of an Irish inventor.
Of course you have, you must have seen his name on hundreds and hundreds of things he invented.
Well, what is it?
Pat Pending.
He must have been a very rich man.
Oh, yes, he was. But he lost every penny when he invented Irish goldfish.
How was that?
They all drowned.
Does he still invent things?
No, he's dead now.
Oh.
Yes, he drove his lorry off the White Cliffs of Dover to see if his air brakes worked. But never mind about him. How are we going to move this overgrown duck?
You're not.
Oh, clever. I never even saw your lips move.
What are you doing with Priscilla?
Well,
We were just taking her for a jaunt round the park.
Yes, trying to keep her fit.
Is this true, Priscilla?
You're a great big fibber.
She's telling lies, isn't she, boys and girls?
I suppose this is some plan of Uncle Clarence's, isn't it? He can't get his hands on her golden eggs, so he's decided to steal the goose that's laid them.
Well, thank goodness we managed to stop them in time.
Now clear off, the pair of you. If I catch you anywhere near Goosegrange again, I'll throw you into the nearest duck pond.
Excellent. A really special feat to make up for what's happened.
Alas, no longer on the earth can dear Priscilla stay. To fairyland she must return. Her golden eggs no more she'll lay.
Oh, please, don't take her away from us. We don't care about the
can we find this witch's ball?
Within the distant forest is the haunted spot you see. But mark my words, 'tis not a place for those whose nerves weak. The trees have eyes, and savage beasts will feel with drawn-out howls, and trolls and demons there cavort, great hobgoblins loud.
They don't frighten me.
Mother Goose is doomed, I fear, which is discord's intent. Her only hope of saviour is her promise to repent. But quickly now, your journey to the pool you must begin. For happiness you battle.
And I promise you, I'll win!
Maybe I'm not as ugly as I think I am.
Oh, but you are, you are. Remember how folks talk. Your face would stop an 8-day clock.
I'm very anxious to get into that water. I'm not sure that I should trust you. Do you think I should trust a boy and girl? Neither boys and girls don't trust you either.
They're just jealous of the beauty you're deceiving. But retrieve yourself if now again you're intending to believe. I shall go. But this I love. Useless, brave. You'll live your life in desperation and go ugly to your grave.
Oh, no, wait. I'll do it. I will. I'll do it. I'll go with it.
like this?
It is a pantomime tradition.
Oh! Well, here's one more bit ere I drink from Beauty's cup.
I'm not sure I understand.
One striptease coming up.
The deed is done. Her soul is mine. I win the fairy crown. Though beauty she may gain, her world of dreams comes crashing down. Ha 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 ha
Marry Mother Goose? Me? Why, the whole idea is ridiculous. She's as ugly as sin and so old that if you put the correct number of candles on her birthday cake, it'd be declared a fire hazard. It's no wonder she doesn't object to men who kiss and tell. At her age, she's grateful for the publicity. Still, it all went according to plan. The Mother Goose is safely locked in my cellar, and soon I'll be the richest man in the world.
Mother Goose! Mother Goose!
Where are you?
Botheration. Here comes that stupid nephew of mine with his stuck-up girlfriend. What on earth are they doing here in the middle of the forest? Surely they haven't discovered my little secret. I better hide until they've gone.
I think we're here.
Yes, that looks like the witch's pool, all right? But there's no sign of your mother.
It's awfully gloomy here. I'm sure it must be haunted.
Ha!
Nothing can argue while I'm here.
But I feel an awful lot of things. If only we knew where Mother was, why she's so unhappy. I know she's not the prettiest woman in the world, but she is my mother, and I do love her all the same. And so does Billy.
Don't worry. As soon as she arrives here, I'm sure we'll be able to sort things out. Then, as soon as that's done, it's back to Goose Grange to begin the preparations for our wedding day.
But what about Priscilla?
Well, perhaps she'll be returned to us if we can only persuade your mother not to have anything more to do with this discord creature.
I do hope so. I can't bear the thought of never seeing her again.
Well, that's up to the Fairy Queen. But perhaps when we are married, she'll at least allow Priscilla to come and visit us. After all, we'll have to introduce her to our children.
Children?
Oh, yes.
should never go in case I see something I shouldn't. And he said, did you see something you shouldn't? And I said, yes, I saw my dad. Anyway, I decided not to join the Navy because I come back and say sorry to my mum. Because you shouldn't call your mum names, should you, boys and girls? The only thing is, I don't know where she's gone to. Have you seen her anywhere? It's Madonna! There's something I'd like to ask you. What are you doing? What the rest of this woods on your own? It's very, very dangerous. 5 minutes ago I spotted a leopard.
Oh, don't be silly, big boy. That's the way they
Oh, thanks. Here, you said you're just like my mum then.
Good heavens, there's a girl at my tree.
Clear off. This is my bird.
You know why us girls call you men birds, don't you, young man? It's because of the worms we keep picking up.
Ah, dear lady, could you ever learn to love a man like me?
Oh, as long as he wasn't too much like you.
What would I have to give you to steal a kiss?
I think chloroform would help.
Oh, the girl of my dream.
And mine.
Oh, there must be a nest of them out there. Look at them go. Poor man, no madly in love with me. Who says it wasn't worth having the full treatment? Come on, boys. Let's hear it for Big Mama. Who's the most wonderful girl in the whole wide world?
You are!
Would you like to know who I really am?
Yes.
I'm Mother Goose!
Mom! Utterly!
Clementine! That's ridiculous! Not half as ridiculous as you lot look. I bathed in the magic pool and turned into the ravishing beauty you see before you. Now, what do you think of that?
I don't believe me neither.
You're nothing but a fraud mutton dressed with that.
Nothing of the kind. I'm a vegetarian.
You're nothing but a cheap chest of drawers covered in 2 cups of fresh new eggs.
Ooh, Billy! I don't know how you can look at your mother in that tone of lips.
You're not my mum. I want my real mum back. I never want to see you again.
Oh,
goggles off.
Oh!
Rented hussy.
Oh!
Oh, you Jezebel.
Oh! What have I done? Oh, I changed into a beauty so that everybody would like me. But now I have. Nobody seems to want me anymore. Oh, I'm a vain, stupid, ugly old woman, aren't I? Can we have a count on that? Why, no, this isn't serious. Why couldn't I have been
Poor Mother Goose, how bitter are the tears that now you shed. Your hopes and dreams are shattered.
Oh, I wish that I was dead.
Yet, even in life's darkest hour, salvation can be waiting. If you repent, the spell you break. So come, no hesitation.
You mean I can go back to being the same as I was before?
If into yonder pool you plunge your beauty, you will lose. And once again you'll simply be poor homely Mother Goose.
Ooh, then stand aside, my mind's made up. I'm going bed straight back in. These looks of mine will soon dissolve like soluble aspirin.
Come, sisters of my fairy tale, let happiness hold away. In joyous revel celebrate, kisses and spurs washed away.
Well, I don't care. I don't care if I never see another penny for the rest of my life. I'm happy now that I've got the family and friends about me. Just a minute, though. I've got my big old things I came out of that pool.
son Jack, I leave all my lands, money and titles. To my wicked brother Clarence, I leave nothing but the hope that when he gets out of prison, he'll stay as far away from Merrily as possible.
Well, I'll go to the foot of our step.
This means that you're the true squire of Merrily. Come on, we must go and tell everybody the good news.
No, wait. There's time for that when we've dealt with Discord and rescued Priscilla. We have to get to Fairyland.
But how do we do that?
With the aid of this magic feather. According to Fairy Harmony, we can be there before we can say Jack Robinson.
Oh, well, strike me pink.
Now come on everyone, to the rescue of Priscilla.
Oh, no, you're not, and I can prove it.
Don't be daft, of course you can't.
Right, I bet you a pound you're not here.
You're on.
Put your money down. Right, you're not in China, are you?
Of course we're not.
You're not in the Antarctic, are you?
No.
So if you're not in China, and you're not in the Antarctic, you must be somewhere else then, mustn't you?
Of course we must.
Well, then you can't be here, can you? I win.
Hey, we've been niggled. Now we've only got a pound left between us.
Ooh. Just a minute. Here comes Squire Cretan. Let's play the same trick on him. Oh! If only Squire Cretan were here, he might just be able to make a little money.
Ah, did I hear somebody mention my favourite art machine?
Oh yes, we were just talking about you. We'll bet you a pound we can prove you're not here.
Don't be silly, of course I'm here. You're talking to me, aren't you?
All the same, we can prove you're not. And if we can't, you win a pound from us.
It's like stealing candy from a baby. Very well then, I'll wager you a pound. What shall I have to do?
Put your money down.
Right, now you're not in China, are you?
Of course I'm not.
And you're not in the Antarctic,
No.
are you?
So if you're not in China and you're not in the Antarctic, you must be somewhere else,
Well,
mustn't
of
you?
course I must.
And if you're somewhere else, you can't be here, can you? We win.
And I thought Robert Metzler was devious. I've been diddled, but I've got to get my money back. But how? Aha, here comes Billy Goose. I'll try the same trick. Oh, William, my boy, lovely to see you. I can bet you the sum of £1 that I can prove that you aren't here.
I bet you can.
Of course I can. Put your money down.
I hate comics and laugh at the rest of you.
You're not in Antarctica, are you?
No.
That's ridiculous. And you're not in China, are you?
No.
And if you're not in Antarctica and you're not in China, you've got to be somewhere else, haven't you?
Yes.
And if you're somewhere else, you can't be here.
No.
Hey, you got my money.
No, I'm not here.
come to right a dreadful wrong. By means of foul magic and trickery, that evil creature stole Priscilla from poor Mother Goose.
Who are you, young man?
Jack, true Squire.
Still, Your Majesty, daughter of Mother Goose.
But who is that? Bring him to me at once.
Hands by Teddy! Thanks, kid. Mum, you're back to normal!
And who might you be, pray?
What? I might be Jason Donovan. But I'm not honest. I'm Billy Goose, my mother's deeply religious son.
Deeply religious.
What about coward now? Back this way.
Well, if it please your mathematical, your royal queenship, we just come to say how sorry we are for what's happened, and to rescue poor Priscilla from that rotten old fairy harpsichord.
Magic Goose is mine.
Oh, no, she's not. You tricked me into parting with her for a facelift and a classy chap. But I changed my mind, the face, the wig, and everything else besides. Because I've decided that looks aren't everything. And in my case, they aren't anything. And the only time I'm likely to get a chap on my hands is in the middle of the same winter. That's all my point. No facelift, no goose.
Mortal?
Well, no, Your Majesty, we don't deserve her, you see. We betrayed her trust and yours, and all I deserve is to be poor and miserable and ugly. But all the same, Priscilla doesn't deserve her.
Mum's right. She's a nasty, wicked, horrible old fairy, isn't she, Kate?
You seem to think a lot about dear Priscilla.
Oh, I do, I do. I think she's the most wonderful goose that ever lived, and I'd do anything to get her back again.
Even give your life.
Mother?
If I had to, yes, you can cut off my head and throw it in the face. Anything to get Priscilla back on.
Oh, very touching, very touching. You should get an Academy Award for that performance. But if anyone's going to get their hands on that magic goose, it's me. Bring her in at once.
And who are you?
Who am I? Who am I? Squire Creek, rightful owner of the magic goose. After all, she was found on my property, and I insist upon having her returned to me. So, come on, Twinkle Toes, hand her over.
Just one moment, Uncle Barry. Priscilla was found on my property, and I'm the rightful squire of Mary Lee. Mother Goose found the will my father left and handed it over to me.
Don't be ridiculous. She couldn't possibly have done. It's still at the bottom of the forest floor where I...
Oh, you naughty old man!
You deserve to have me back of your next back. Your crime shall be suitably punished, Mother Creek. But first, we have a much more important question to answer. To whom shall the golden goose belong? Summon her hither. These mortal stories now you've heard. So come, Priscilla Magic Bird. We wait upon your judgment true. Which owner would be best for you?
Choose me, and I will give you the power to make people sad.
Choose me a gold egg every day, and I'll feed you twice a week.
You shall have a chance.
She's mine, I tell you. She's mine.
Priscilla, no.
Point is made. From henceforth discord is banished from fairyland. No longer shall her spiteful actions bring sorrow to the people of this realm. Now, Mother Goose, to deal with you. You've proved your worth and learned a lesson too. Now you feel much keener. Nothing can delay
my bright and sunny disposition. My actions were so good. Now my tantrums friends are dreading, as my waistline goes on spreading. No one loves a fairy when she's old. Nobody loves a fairy when she's past it. Nobody loves a fairy when she's old. I may still have my magic powers, but that is not enough. And they like their bit of magic upon a younger dog. When once your sparkling eyes have lost their glitter, and your tresses is one of gold rain instead of gold, your fairy days are ending. When your crown has started bending. No
Just come to the end of another show, quite successful I hope, and you were a tremendous audience tonight, the best one we've had all week. But Lynn's obviously said a few words, and as she stressed most strongly, it's completely a team effort, and I think we would all agree. And any weakness in the chain, the whole thing collapses, as it always threatens to do, but somehow, left about, it all creeps together. You know, people from front of house and coffee and all those sorts of things. Prompters, I mean, for a prompter, one of my main memories of this pantomime, I think it was Margaret and Don or Mother Goose, I forget how to call him now, was on stage, going off, you know, as he tends to do, and I over at her, and she's page, she just gets through the page, and someone said, "What's the matter?" And she said, "He's on the wrong page." And I reply, "Well, don't be silly, he's in the wrong pantomime." And so it goes on, but Lynn's, you know, costumes and stage and all that sort of thing, and they'll all be thanked, and obviously they are an integral and very important part of cold mornings and painting and so on. Of course, we come down to the music, and with John, I mean, he works in London and he gets the train every time to come back for rehearsals. He helps with all sorts of other things, so it's a tremendous commitment. Drives in space. Missed the train tonight, he's missed the train tonight. But he always turns up, and I think we would be lost without him. Pull the whole thing together. And if it hadn't been Lynn, really, we wouldn't be sitting here tonight. We start early, and she has a wonderful way of bullying, yet being or kicking you and just missing. And you know, it's a tremendous commitment for her and John, and really the whole family. Okay, we all miss old rehearsals. Someone can't take us.
Odd rehearsals.
Now, come on, I can be a good writer. She's got to be here the whole time, and she can't duck it like the rest of us can. So I think, as I said, none of us would be here tonight but for her, and I'd like her to come up so we can show her our appreciation. A way to start with. That'd be great. Director Lynn Mills, so she can sit there and harangue us to her heart's content.
Wait, when is this? Not next year.
Sit down.
I've got a very boring poem to read to you. This was written at 5 o'clock this morning, so please don't grumble if it doesn't rhyme. Once more the yearly task I face of choosing from those in this place deserving persons to reward with producers' thanks. All accord. Fairies there were of every hue, black and red, pink, white and blue, all wonderful to see, would look good on a Christmas tree. Discord and harmony were they. See, I scarce know what to say. Fairies that would be hard to beat, and all in all were quite a treat. Sage and Onions, Norm and Joe, wanted to make a bit of dough. Baelish, they were quite a pair for telling jokes, they had great flair. Billy the Kid, laugh at me, was as good could be, answering all the rude reports and wearing a sporty boxer shorts.
pander. Didn't have a word to
But this
say
case
today,
was...
But still won all our hearts away. And I got a little present for her down there.
It's all...
Betty and Bobby and Jack and Jill did absolutely fit the bill. Jill was sweet and innocent and demure. What Jack kept up his shorts, we weren't having. Clarence treated that wicked guy, Mother Goose, to seduce
No,
his bride.
he's...
On Mother Goose, there were no flies. He pulled no all over her thighs. Lost my place. Where is it? Donna's Mother Goose was one great acclaim. Well, was there... God, I can't read. Well, was there ever such a day? And words and
Who
lines,
killed-
he learnt them all. And now he's feeling 10 feet tall. Evil goblins fight to scare you on a winter's night. About bold and
All I can say is I'm...
so well, we needed the lights to break the spell. And last
I have no option but...
chorus crowd. They looked delightful and they sang so loud. But John and Graham would really
Quietly,
like
sir.
to know how they beat them when they played either fast or slow. And it was hard
Thank
to
you,
get
sir.
last verse, but I didn't finish it and I only just realised I didn't. What the last line says, so the panto's at an end, and I won't be driven round the bend.
Now, what Lynn does know was that he was writing a sort of a secret diary, which she wondered what to do with, I do know, but what she didn't know was that I was going to read it out.
Oh, this is bad news. This is very bad
This is a diary of a producers of the pantomime, 1991. And here we go. I'll try and read the writing.
This week with the
I
girl from...
thought I'd write an imaginary diary as we progress through the panto rehearsal, just for fun.
With more of
All
Smith...
characters in this story are most definitely, absolutely, entirely movements of my imagination. Well, most of it, so. September the 11th. Cast your mind back to September the 11th. Casting meeting. Oh, God. Why did I say I'd do this? The quickest way to be unpopular with most people in the village. Choose that one,
You
the
don't
other
know
one
what
will
you-
be hurt, but then choose him for the part and he'll never be there. No, never mind. Choose the third one. He gets on well with all of them, most of the time at least. But we're not having her son. He's got wandering hands.
Spend 40 minutes...
Mother may do some good publicity for us. Or give us that cutout thingy that could be handy. As for the other one
At the-
with the, I can't read this. Looks like gappy teeth. And the crossed eyes, well, it's too bad. We need that one. September the 24th. Design the scenery with offspring. How do you get a garden scene and a witch's den onto one set, for heaven's sake? At least done. Will the others ever speak to me again? Especially him. He was in it last year and wasn't. Well, the year before, we saw him 3 times before the show, and one of those was the dress rehearsal. September the 25th. Well, that's the whole thing cast. Now I'll be able to sleep. 2 a.m. on September 25th. Well, perhaps not. God, only 2.5 months to opening night. September the 27th, yep, it's a very good cast. They're going to be terrific. They might learn their lines. If we could put the books down early, it could be tremendous. Don't get excited. The best thing is everybody's so nice. I will sleep tonight. 3 a.m. I said I'd help paint the scenery. Was that wise? October the 8th. Spent a long time on the floor of the sitting room making a spider web. Family said the spider would have had to
Good laugh to watch me. It only trouble is washing lines white. Yes, I did know. I started. I just paint it black. 4 a.m. October the 11th. Spent the afternoon at a ballet school. Really enjoyed the atmosphere. Where else would you find moustaches and fairy wings hanging on hooks together? Well, I did go to places like that.
Aber Soulseas lernt
I don't go to places like that.
Lava Darling until now
I mean, it's not too
in South America
not too modern.
and many Europeans
Appeal to 90-year-olds and
know what Nava.
maybe not 20-year-olds. Tough. Feeling very tired already.
I began here.
3 a.m. Well, maybe not. How many chorus will we get, for goodness sake? And will they be able to sing? October the 12th. Went by the scenic route to the Mayflower at Southampton to see
And now-
something like Could we put a car chase into the Panto? Oh no, cars haven't been invented yet. Our dame, when our dame is better than theirs, ours makes me laugh a lot more, and he's got bigger boobs. 2:30 a.m.
I've worked here for 23 years. We've left a lot of our time and energy behind here in this enterprise.
Panto rehearsal today. Took
Now we're simply being pushed to...
6 a.m. Train was cancelled. Worked from 8:30 to 6 on my feet all day. Picked hubby up at 6:30 from station. Got home at 6:45. Cooked supper and ate it. And got to the hall at 7:15 to help put out the chairs. Only old stalwarts and hubby there. He'd
Been here
56 miles that day. Some came in at 7:30, more at 7:45. Getting very cross now. Doesn't anyone care? No one knows any words. Fred Blogg locks up the hall each night. Thank goodness. That's really hard after a long. That must be you. 4 a.m. Too cross to sleep tonight. Went downstairs and made a crown. Oh hell! November the 8th. First time we were able to get the chorus together. I bet that doesn't happen again till the night.
I still remember that. My wife and I were driving from Munich. We were on the motorway. We wanted to drive straight.
Maybe it will be okay. 2:30 a.m. Only 3 weeks to go. Will they learn the words? Made some bows to pass.
We were worried.
November the 19th. It's a disaster. Why did I ever think it
We're anxious about how to
mess? It takes 4.5 hours to perform without the people will walk out, people will fall asleep, people will hate it. Oh, I wish I were an acting stand.
I can see it in my own family.
5:30 a.m.
And in short visits.
Don't come in the right side, oh hell, mustn't swear, the man at the shop doesn't like it.
But new ways of thinking and
November the 29th.
confronting us for the first time.
The drink has been...
I sometimes wonder whether we're still talking about the same.
The drum kits. Oh yes, the drum kit's been stolen. The costumes don't fit, the props aren't finished. The curtains weren't pulled.
Is the new
box got measles. I cross my fingers here as I write this. The dame's got
When the two
suspected slip disc.
Nava was one of 9,000 enterprises put up for sale.
Hotcakes.
Is to turn the old
It still needs painting. 5 hours
91
the hall till it's done. 3 days to go, and all exactly as I expected.
with the collapse
Did we even read that scene once?
its vast export market virtually overnight.
I dreamt I was
Change from state-run enterprise to profit-making business, the Nava 1,000 must be cut by more than half.
And the family's all losing weight because they don't get fed. Okay, dress rehearsal, let's get it together at last, please. They're still not all here. Still need scripts.
As chairman of the work
no one knows their words.
committee set up to make the redundancies,
The pace is snail,
but
the jokes are stale, the actors
he's
are
worked with for over 20 years.
a failure. I need a nap, the whole thing's rubbish. 4 a.m., no nap.
The redundancy committee
The dress changes. 2nd December. Right, guys, this is it. We're on. Can't do anything now. Just get on with it. I am going off to have a double gin. The job's done. 4 a.m. Well, the old people liked it very much. I'm not happy yet, though. 6th of December. Nearly all over and finished now. Great, tremendous. fun. Everybody was at their best, and he remembered all the lines, and most were in the right place. Oh, great. I'm going to miss them all, though I like them all so much. They are all such good friends. I hope they have a fantastic Christmas. 5 a.m., can't sleep, wrote the poem to read at the party. 7th December, last day, am I relieved? No, not really. I'd really like to begin to enjoy it. I really begin to enjoy it. Perhaps we should go on tour one day. What a nice crowd. People have been very, very lovely. What will they do next year? Hansel and Gretel.
But with the number of staff we have now, there's no chance in the market. Absolutely none. Every day it hurts me to see how individuals are affected. What can I say?
Campaigners for women priests believe recent regional votes point to them winning next year's final vote. That brings the prospect of drastic action by their opponents closer.
For the first time, television cameras have been allowed inside the Lenin Mausoleum in Moscow's Red Square. The leader of the Bolshevik Revolution in 1917 has lain in state there since his death in 1924. But since the collapse of communism in the Soviet Union, many people say his tomb should now be closed.
Over the years, 120 million people have queued up to see Lenin's body, but now communism here is in disgrace, and this shrine to the Bolshevik revolutionary who began it all has become something of an embarrassment. Lenin was laid to rest in Red Square almost 70 years ago. Since then, the authorities have tried to preserve the mystique of his mausoleum by refusing to allow any pictures inside it. But today, for the first time, Western cameras were invited into the darkened chamber where his embalmed corpse is kept. Lenin may not be here for much longer. Soviet politicians have suggested that instead he should be buried either in St. Petersburg, birthplace of his revolution, or in his hometown of Ulyanovsk. Some are tempted to keep him in Red Square, if only as a tourist attraction, but the Interior Ministry have strenuously denied a report that they're also thinking about a plan to sell Lenin to a foreign buyer. Skeptics say that anyway, this is only a waxwork, but Lenin's chief embalmer says that's nonsense.
There have been a lot of rumours, but I can assure you they're not true. It's the same Lenin who died in 1924. If he is buried, I'll be very sad, because it's been a unique scientific experiment.
Inside the mausoleum, scientists constantly monitor the precise temperature and humidity of the air around Lenin. They use highly sophisticated and computerized equipment. The body is treated twice a week and re-embalmed once a year. The authorities here refuse to say exactly how much it costs to maintain Lenin's body or how many staff they need. Some people suggest that Lenin himself would not have approved of the almost religious cult that surrounds his corpse. Even so, the question of what to do with it now is a highly sensitive political issue. Ben Brown, BBC News, inside Lenin's mausoleum.
President Gorbachev said today that President Bush phoned him with a warning that there was a plot against him only a few weeks before the August coup, but he ignored it. Mr. Gorbachev was speaking at the launch in Moscow of his book about the abortive coup. He said that he assured President Bush that everything was in control. Today he warned that some hardline conservatives had not given up and were hoping economic reform would fail. A former leader of the American Ku Klux Klan is in the running to become governor of the southern state of Louisiana. David Duke says his association with the Klan was just a youthful indiscretion. He's been disowned by the Republican Party, but he remains popular with many white voters.
David Duke, 1991, Republican candidate for governor of Louisiana, promising to the delight of white middle-class voters to lower taxes, crack down on crime and welfare scroungers.
He's standing up for the people, the middle class, who have been put upon for many years now, too many years, and we're all for him.
David Duke in the 1970s, Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan, racist, anti-Semite, Nazi sympathizer, open admirer of Adolf Hitler. All this before plastic surgery made him more photogenic, before his most recent political facelift.
I am racist, I guess. If you mean by that, I love my own people. I want to preserve their heritage and their rights and their values. I am a racist. Often when we're young, we do things that maybe we change later in our lives, things that we would regret. I was too intolerant in my viewpoints.
Critics argue Duke's Nazism was not youthful indiscretion. 5 years ago, aged 36, he said Jews probably belong in the ashbin of history. 2 years ago, he sold copies of Hitler's Mein Kampf and a book questioning the Holocaust. Black voters are especially alarmed.
I went to school with David Duke, and we were a year in school together. David Duke is a liar. David Duke is a Nazi. David Duke is a racist.
We don't hate him. We still love him. I would pray for him anytime. And in fact, I do pray for him. I pray that he not be elected.
Duke's campaign has divided Louisiana and the country, with President Bush saying he's a bigot and no true Republican candidate, though on Saturday he could become a Republican governor. If David Duke wins, it seems the state of Louisiana is set for 4 years of racial confrontation. If he loses, the rumor is he might challenge George Bush in the 1992 presidential election campaign. Either way, we've not heard the last of the former Ku Klux Klan leader and Nazi sympathizer. Gavin Essler, BBC News, New Orleans, Louisiana.
In tonight's main news again, the European community is reconsidering the idea of sending a peacekeeping force to Yugoslavia after Dubrovnik suffered the heaviest bombardment yet from the Serbian-led federal army. That's the 9 o'clock news tonight. Good night.
Good evening from Newsroom South East. A man wanted by police in Kent after the shooting of the driver who killed his son has been charged with attempted murder. Stephen Owen walked into his solicitor's office in Sittingbourne 3 days after the shooting outside a pub. The man who was shot is recovering in hospital. He just completed an 18-month prison sentence for running down Mr. Owen's son. British Rail's chairman, Sir Bob Reid, faced fierce criticism from Essex commuters today on the Fenchurch Street line. He travelled at the invitation of local MPs to see the line for himself. 6 trains were cancelled and more than half were late, including his own.
Dealers' problems, and it's lucky I've got a good employer. And they've laid down rules now that if you commute in this line, they want to employ you.
I wrote you a 2-page letter, very well detailed, and all I got was 4 lines back.
3 London fire stations have been saved from closure following demonstrations by fire crews outside the brigade's headquarters. The fire authority voted to keep Shooters Hill, Wallington and Downham open, but to close Sandhurst